Well, let's say we jump into this. That way we can both get to eating because that's really the highlight of our night.
Sounds good to me. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
You are now starting the best part of your week, and that's episode 35 of Off the Cut podcast. I ad-libbed that one. I was trying to change it up. It's a little weird. Felt a little robotic, but why don't I just restart? Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Off the Cut podcast, episode 35. We're up in Canada. Today is known as Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. But here in Ohio, today is respectfully dedicated to the food of the day. And this is actually a food this time.
Okay.
Chocolate cupcakes.
Oh, okay. Okay. How do you feel about cupcakes?
I'm not a big cake guy.
Yeah, you're not too big of a sweets guy in general. I always forget that.
No. Cheesecake?
Cheesecake, yeah. Cheesecake's nice. Cheesecake cupcake might be kind of good. Somebody take note of that. Because all I ever get is like the vanilla cake or chocolate cake in this.
Yeah.
I'm there for the icing with the cupcake. Like I could do, the episode of Seinfeld where they chop off the top of the muffins and they just sell those? I could do that with cupcakes too.
The muffin top thing or whatever they call it?
Yeah.
Stumps or something?
Stumps, yeah. Well, they gave the stumps to the homeless people and then they got in trouble.
Right. So here's the thing. I feel like after you're the age of, I don't know, I'll be generous, 25. Mm-hmm. You should not be eating a grocery store bottom by 5 dozen cupcake.
I feel like you're attacking me right now.
You're telling me that if you were going to eat a cupcake, that's the kind of cupcake you're going to go with?
No, I'm kidding. That does account for probably like 99% of the cupcakes I've ever ate in my entire life. But I've never actually gone and bought them. They're just kind of like, you're at like a mixer or something like that, or I'm trying to think of when cupcakes would come out. My friend did the announcement of the gender of his child through cupcakes, but he screwed with everybody, so he baked 27 cupcakes, let's say, and 13 of them were blue, and then 14 of them were pink. So
clever.
Yeah, you had to eat your whole way through it, and then also there was like a conflict. Like somebody bit into their first cupcake, and they're like, "Oh, it's a girl," and then somebody bit into theirs, like, "It's a boy," and then it was funny. It was a good little.
And then somebody's like, "They're twins."
yeah, exactly.
I feel like people wouldn't catch on to like what were you trying to do with that.
No, definitely not. There was a lot of confusion for like 20 minutes. And then I think somebody clued into the fact that there was an odd number of cupcakes. And we're like, oh, I guess we're going to have to eat them all.
It's a murder mystery party,
basically. Exactly. Hey, Eric, do I sound particularly swishy to you today?
Oh, I'm just saying you look like you've been breaking wind. That is a beautiful Off the Cut podcast windbreaker.
I actually really like it. It fits me pretty well. I was a little bit worried about sizing because sizing is always a concern when you're ordering online and you can't really test it out in the store. But I got a large. I'm like 6'2", so if anybody's looking for sizing information, there you go. It's a little bit baggy on me, but I think that's kind of the way it's meant to be.
I think so. I mean, it's a windbreaker. You're typically wearing it over something else, and a little. Can we get a little bit of that for the mic? Oh,
that pickup.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. You can pick those up and down in the description or at my website, I think, because we don't have an Off the Cut website.
We do, but it's not really functional. I created it strictly for like a YouTube sponsorship. Yeah. And then I realized how much work it would be to keep it updated. I was like, oh, F this.
And you're like, F this. Yeah, right.
Speaking of F this, I'm actually going to take the windbreaker off because I'm actually getting really hot.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you tell the lovely people where they can send us mail or something.
Yeah. So instead of ending the show, hitting people with calls to action, I'll tell you to do it now. The best way that you can help us grow the podcast is, well, first you can sign up on Patreon and send us money. But the best way that you really can help us grow the podcast is just send it to a friend or post about it or something on social media.
Yeah.
there is no podcast algorithm.
True.
So if you don't share it,
grassroots,
we don't grow.
That's the only way to do it. It's
right.
Yeah. It's like Eric and I can talk about it till we're blue in our face, and we do. But it's tough because we're never going to get outside of like whatever our current audience is, right?
Yeah. So like we've talked about this before. If I post a story and it's like, hey, Off the Cut podcast episode 33 just came out, and a good story of mine, I have like 100 and something thousand followers. If I get like 6,000-7,000 people see a story, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, same.
And if about 5 people click on a link, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, it's a big ask to ask people to like, stop, because most people, they're scrolling through their stories, they're getting updates on all their favorite creators or what, and their friends and their family or whatever it is. And to interrupt that to go listen to a podcast, that's a pretty big ask. So I don't like necessarily get mad at people for not clicking or anything like that.
No. Dude, I remember back in the day where you had to have 10,000 followers on Instagram before you could have the elusive swipe up.
Is that not a thing? Can anybody just do link now?
Oh, yeah. Anybody can go for it.
Oh, okay.
Which I was a little bummed about that.
Yeah, I know.
I had to work hard to get that.
Yeah, I worked hard for that 10K.
And then you thought, you're like, oh, baby, here we go. I'm at like 9,900 and something.
Yeah.
Once I get this swipe up link, I'm going to be just steamrolling cash. And then you're like, oh, nobody clicks on it.
Nobody. Yeah. My favorite is when a company wants to do an Instagram partnership with me. And they're like, all stories must include swipe up links. It's like, okay.
Excuse me.
They get all serious about it. Like it's really going to make a big difference. It's funny.
It drives me nuts. Well, what have you been working on recently?
I've been busy working on the house I'm building for a client. I'm also in full edit mode on the QR code coffee table video. Yeah. So I've really been crunching down on that. I got a sponsor for that video, and they want it to be done. I still haven't signed the contract yet. We're still negotiating, but they want it done for October 20th, which is in 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think I might have to try and negotiate a little extension in there. Because it's like how I filmed it all today, despite the fact that I haven't signed the contract yet because I have questions about the contract. And it's like the turnaround time is like so fast. I don't know, I don't know why they're so crazy about the certain deadlines, but they are.
So that's one of the things that I don't get a lot of heat for it, but I've definitely had people question me. They're like, hey, if you have videos ready, why don't you just put them out?
Right.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because when a lot of when woodworking sponsors reach out, it's not like that.
Yes. Yeah,
but
true.
When your typical YouTube sponsors reach out, they generally want the video within a week, if not sooner.
Yeah, that's so insane to me. I'm editing this video that I shot back in August and September, right? I know I'm kind of slow on this one because I've been busy with some other stuff, but generally, I would think that I would like to, in an ideal world, have the sponsor lined up before I start the video. So I'm thinking month and a half in the future at least. And they're like, no, we'd like you to turn it around in 7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that is the exact reason why I just hold all of my videos.
Yeah. I'm in a pretty good spot now. I think I've got 4 videos that I've shot completely. They're all in various stages of editing, so they're not super far along, but for the first time I feel really far ahead of what I need to actually be posting.
It's nice. Dude, that's how I feel right now. I told you I signed that contract with Craig. I got to get 3 videos out for the end of the year.
Yeah.
First one is the wine rack that's absolutely hideous.
Is it the one that's going to break up your family? It's going to ruin the next family reunion?
No, what did I end up calling it? So actually, if you're a patron on my patron thing, that one of my perks, you get early access to the videos or whatever. So I actually just put it up on Patreon.
Oh, okay.
And the title is "This Will Ruin Any Piece of Furniture."
Oh.
And the thumbnail is me clamping. So when you're doing a panel glue up, you put your boards side to side, and to keep them from flexing on the ends, you clamp just the end of it.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the thumbnail.
Okay. Interesting. I like that. So what's your thinking there? Is it thumbnail completely unrelated to title, or is there actually?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the video, I talk about how staining wood looks awful and absolutely ruins it.
Yes. I keep doing these. I think I've told you about this. I keep doing these like little projects for my friends who run the costume shop. Like little projects to appear on like props for TV shows and movies. And they keep being like, Zach, don't use nice wood. Just get the cheapest wood and stain it. I'm like, dude, it will not work. No. Like, it's just it won't look like what you want it to look like. It's just going to look like blotchy, cheap wood.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's more work.
Yeah, it's way more work. That's the thing. It's like I could just use the piece of walnut that I have like scraps of in the shop, and like I'll give you that'll look exactly like what you want, rather than me trying to use pine and finesse it for hours and hours.
Right. Yeah. Right. Ugh, it's a nightmare. But I didn't even think I was going to get that done in time for this October 31st deadline.
Yeah, I bet.
Got it done, and then sent everything off to Whitney over at Craig for her to like make the plans and stuff for their website. Mm-hmm. And while I was waiting on that, I already have finished and almost finished editing the video for November.
Oh.
And then tomorrow I'm going to start my December video. Wow. So like, dude, I feel great.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. That's a good place to be.
Right.
It's
I'm excited.
As a content creator, it's tough because you always feel like no matter how much you accomplish, you're always a little bit behind the 8 ball, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel like there's more you could be doing. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm ahead on YouTube, but I'm really slack on TikTok or whatever, right? Yeah. So it's good. You really have to savor those moments when you do genuinely get ahead.
Yeah, especially with like holiday season coming up.
Yeah.
Like we have our Thanksgiving in November. And then Christmas and like all that other kind of stuff. It's going to be nice to just kind of be ahead on videos and like not feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so crazy busy.
Yeah, definitely. How's the sponsorship flow been for you lately?
Honestly, other than Craig, it's been pretty dead.
Oh, really? Okay.
I usually get like either a bunch of people wanting to get in right at the end of the year.
That's what
people like their budgets are done, so everybody is saying no right now.
I see. Because I've noticed over the past like week or two, it was really quiet. I had like, a month where I didn't get anything. But over the last couple of weeks, it's just been like every day I wake up, I have like 2 or 3 new offers in my inbox for YouTube stuff. And I just figured it's because it's getting close to the end of the year. They're trying to really lock stuff in. Most of them are garbage, mind you. Like I'm not bragging when I say that.
Yeah.
90% of them are Chinese laser engraver companies. But
oh my gosh. Okay. I get that one every day. So I think this is something important to kind of share with people. Like, yes, you and I get hit up with these sponsorship opportunities, but what do you consider a garbage opportunity?
Anything that is in broken English.
Yes.
Anything that I would be embarrassed to promote. Like anything that I would not actually use myself.
Yes.
I think is kind of the line between garbage and not garbage to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the majority of these sponsored things that you and I both get hit up with, and a lot of other people do. Again, at first it comes in broken English. Usually starts with your classic, hello, dear.
Yeah.
And then it's like, we really love all of your videos. We watch every single one of them. Yes.
The unnecessary flattery, because they mention no specifics about your channel. Like, no. The best part is it's like when the product clearly makes no sense for your channel. And they're like, we love all your videos. Like, would you review our plant watering system? And you're like, what the hell?
Garden hose.
Yeah, exactly.
Solar, solar path light. So it lights up the front porch or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The vast majority of things that we get hit up with are those garbage things. It's like, even if I was literally going to buy that product, no way in hell would I buy yours.
Yes. Yeah. Well, because I did that security camera video, I've gotten so many security camera companies messaging me now. No, I think we lost the live stream again.
Is she out?
Oh, I think so. It's doing the same thing. It's doing the frozen. No.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can save this. I can see Corey still chatting there, but oh no, what should I do?
I don't know. Just leave the live stream for right now. I see the chat, and we'll see if it comes back up or if it's frozen or what.
Nah, I'm 99% sure it's frozen because this is exactly what it did last time. Yeah.
Well, we gotta. I don't know. Maybe we can find a different way to do the live stream that's more stable or something.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to be building a new computer pretty soon because I have a feeling there's something up with this one. Yeah.
Gotta get that new Studio Mac.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I would never get a Mac, but I was thinking that what I would like to do is a water-cooled PC inside my... Oh, yeah, I see Corey in the chat now saying that it just cut out. Damn.
Well, son of a gun.
I would like to do a water-cooled PC in here, like big, I don't know, big water-cooled loop with radiators and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool.
So what's the purpose of running water through your computer? Does it just like make sure you don't have to run like fans just going full blast all the time or something?
That's definitely part of it. And then the other thing is that water is just more heat conductive than air. So it's more effective at stripping heat away from like the high intensity components. So
that makes sense.
With a PC, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but you can overclock your PC where you like force it to run at a higher speed, and that generates more heat. So if you have more effective cooling, you can overclock further.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. And also these days, most computer components actually self-overclock. Like they'll just clock themselves as high as they can given their thermal budget. So they'll say as long as it's below 95 degrees, like keep clocking higher.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
So adding cooling adds performance a lot of the time.
Yeah, see, I'm one of these losers that just turns their computer on and just starts working. I don't know what the hell it's doing.
Well, I
works for me.
Yeah, and mine's not working right now, so who's the idiot now?
Hey, I didn't say it. I
am going to open myself a drink to celebrate the death of the live stream.
Well, we're making it more enticing. People are going to be even more excited when the episode finally posts.
Yes, that's very true.
But so getting back to those sponsors.
Yeah.
The majority of them are those crap, Chinese Amazon reseller things.
Lowest of the low.
Do not ever, no one.
Yeah.
Don't take them.
Yes. Even the ones that are a step above those ones, don't take those ones either. Like a couple times I had companies for like adjustable desks approach me.
Oh, is it that Flexi Spot or Vera something or other?
I think actually Flexi Spot, and there was another one that was like Veritas or something like their Vera.
Yeah, I saw both of those.
Yeah. I talked to one of them for a second, and they wanted like 1 million things for.
Yeah, and you're like, nah.
Yeah, for zero money. And I was like, you're obviously like, there are these people who will take those cheap goods that you get off of AliExpress or whatever. They'll slap their own custom logo on it. They'll make a decently looking nice website, and they'll have like somebody who's halfway fluent in English write all their marketing material. But it's really just the same crappy product that those cheap Amazon sellers or resellers are selling, right?
Am I correct? And is that called white labeling?
I believe so. Or is white labeling when you get like stuff at the grocery store? No, that's house branding. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's white labeling.
Yeah, so like white labeling, for example, you could,
I
don't know, a pair of headphones, right? Go buy a cheap pair of headphones on AliExpress, literally buy 500,000 pairs. Yeah. So you're going to be getting them at pennies. Yeah. And then we're just going to throw a sweet off the cut podcast label on it. Yeah. And then be like, these are these premium headphones. So good. We make a wicked website. We get everybody to like, advertise for it and whatnot, but it's still a crappy product. And it's very obvious when you see those.
Have you ever seen the ads for Raycon?
Raycon. I don't know. I got to Google it.
They're wireless earbuds, just like you were saying.
Raycon official website.
They like.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard of these. They're $140.
Yeah, they advertise with hundreds of YouTubers and stuff like that, and they've basically been called out for doing exactly this: buying cheap wireless headphones in bulk, slapping a logo on them, charging a big premium for them. I think I saw a video breaking down that they estimate they buy them for between $5 and $8. And then they just spend the difference between the retail on marketing, right?
Yeah.
I had a couple of friends who bought them and they're like, these things suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be real. Like 90+% of the reason anyone buys anything is because of marketing.
Yeah, so true. So true. Yeah, I'm as guilty as anybody in that regard. So,
like, let's think of it as something that everyone knows: Nike shoes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The reason people buy Nike shoes, do they make a good shoe? Yeah, I'm sure they do. But they put them on every single athlete and get everyone sponsored with that Nike. So then you see all these people performing at a high level and you think, well, dang, it's got to be the Nike shoes.
Exactly. It's funny. I was talking about this with a friend of mine recently. There's a few brands that I'm like low key, very brand loyal to. And it's not even a conscious thing. But Nike, I don't think I've owned a pair of shoes. But I mean, like running shoes. I've owned boots and stuff that are from other brands. Sure. But running shoes are like, just everyday walking around shoes. I haven't owned a pair of non-Nikes in like 10 years, maybe even more.
Sure.
Like, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's a brand loyalty thing.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just hypothetically say they were the worst shoes you could buy. Well, you've been buying them for such a long time and you've been marketed and advertised to for such a long period of time that in your head, you've internalized that is a premium, top quality product.
Exactly. I think it was a big part of that because it was when I was a kid, my parents were like, no, Nikes are too expensive. We can't afford those.
Sure.
And then they in my mind, they became like this like status symbol. Like one day when I grow up and I have a big boy job and I make my own money, I'm going to get myself a pair of Nikes.
Well, what was the thing that we talked about in like one of the first episodes? You said it was like a Veblen good.
Oh, Veblen. Yeah, like Veblen good. Something that gets more attractive the more expensive it gets.
So,
I bastardized that definition. A Veblen good is something that derives its value from its price, if you want like a more textbook explanation.
Okay. So let's say like maybe another example somebody might really be able to identify with, like expensive purses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen those? And I think I've only seen it on like Instagram or something. There's whole channels that they will buy like designer high-end goods just to rip them apart and be like, oh, this Kohl's purse is actually higher quality than your Louis Vuitton.
I believe that, like so many of those. And I mean, because what it is a signaling mechanism to people. Yes. You're putting it on to say, hey, I got money. And also like I'm in on the fashion world. Like I know things about fashion, right?
Sure.
The quality is like secondary. It doesn't matter. Like it's, I don't know. Like I don't think Louis Vuitton bags are any better crafted than any other major purse company.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a purse connoisseur, but I think we're on the same page.
I'm speaking from experience here.
Oh, you're a Merce kind of guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's exciting. But one of the ones I think is most evident is
woodpecker tools.
Well, yeah, I mean, they definitely have some stuff where like you went ridiculous on this, but what was I trying to say? Phone cases.
Interesting.
So if you buy like a Life Proof or like OtterBox or one of those phone cases or whatever, you can literally spend almost $100 on a phone case.
That's insane. I would never do that.
And then, yeah, right. And then you can go buy like a $14 phone case.
Which is
and you're like,
what I have right here.
Right. And I think I got this one from Amazon.
Yeah.
It's just like a little one you just pop on and off. And it was like $14. And it's literally one of my buddies has like whatever. This is supposed to copy like one of the Life Proof cases.
Oh, really?
Or something like
interesting.
And it's literally the exact same thing.
Well, the thing about the OtterBoxes too that always gets me is it turns your phone into brick. Like, why do I want this? It's like doesn't even fit in my pocket anymore. It's horrible. And it's so expensive.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that people just spend money on for no reason.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I think men and women are suckers for it in different ways. Like guys, you can really hype them up on like the technology or the performance aspect of things. And I think that's what OtterBox thrives on. They'll be like, you know, our cases can withstand a fall from 40 feet or strong enough to withstand the impact of a bullet or something like that. And guys get all psyched up on that. But I
like, who's like, oh man, I'm about to get shot. I better hold my phone up.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But for some reason, I think that works quite well. But then purses, I don't really understand how they market those. But hey, they seem to be doing a good job of it. So
it's working, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, but there's a lot of just weird things. Did you know that, like, you know, those like Beats headphones things? You know, when those first came out, they had like designed them and everything. And when they had put them in like focus groups or whatever, people were like, yeah, these just feel cheap.
Oh,
and so what they did, they literally didn't change anything about the headphones other than they put weights inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are like, these are nice.
Yeah, it feels substantial in my hands. Man, it's crazy the way mind affects perception. There's a really good book about it. I think it's Blink by Malcolm Gladwell.
I think I've read that or listened to it.
And there's some interesting examples in there. I think it's in Blink. I've read most of the Malcolm Gladwell books, but he has this thing where they have ice cream. So they have two different ice creams. One comes in a square container and one comes in a round container. And people were like, the square one seems more premium. I think the square one tastes better. Same ice cream.
Oh.
And they did the same thing with a whole bunch of different, you know, various consumer goods. They would like put the same product in different wrapping and then ask people to rate which one they liked better. And people would always go, whatever had the fancier wrapper, they would say that it tasted better or it was superior in some metric.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
There's actually
one of the things that I never got with labels is, at least for me, when I see, like, let's go back to the ice cream container example. Same size, same shape, everything. If you give me an ice cream label that has 1,000 different pictures and words and all kinds of stuff all over it versus one that literally just has like a simple logo and it's like vanilla. I'm going to think the simple one is like a fancier, bougier ice cream.
Yeah, totally.
But why don't more ice cream companies do that?
Because they're dumb. No, I don't know.
I mean, they know more than we do.
Yeah, true. They're like the monopoly man at the head of their ice cream company.
Big ice cream. That's stupid.
There's a whole science of economics called behavioral economics that kind of studies like how these subconscious decisions get made by people. It's quite interesting.
It's like the free shipping conundrum that we've gotten into.
Right. Oh, hey, yeah, fun fact. My Off the Cut podcast windbreaker, how much do you think it cost by the time it got to me?
Well, you said it was free shipping, right?
It was free shipping, but then there were border duties.
So how does that work? Is it like you order something and then they just like are like, hey, we're going to hold your package ransom until like you pay us this money?
Correct. They don't even drop it off. They just leave a little note at your door or on your mailbox or whatever that says, hey, come to the nearest post office and give us our ransom money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was $75.
Okay.
US, it's free shipping, and you probably, I'm assuming, didn't have to pay tax on it. You might have. I don't know.
Well, that's okay. So that's interesting. It's unclear to me what duty consists of. Like, am I just paying the sales tax when it comes across the board? I mean, I definitely pay more than what the sales tax would have been. So there's definitely like an additional fee there. But then who collects that? Like, so I pay sales tax when it crosses the border. It's not like they send you the money so that you can then pay sales tax in Ohio.
So when I sell stuff, like if I sell a t-shirt to somebody in Ohio, the whole tax law is a nightmare.
Yeah.
They will actually pay me the sales tax.
Okay.
And then I have to then collect that sales tax and remit it during tax time. It's a nightmare. A lot of websites, like I know, like Etsy and Patreon, and a lot of websites actually basically just collect the sales tax portion separately, and they handle all of that automatically.
Yeah, I like Patreon for that. It just makes my life a lot easier. Collecting sales tax is a real pain.
Yeah.
But
you can get into big trouble too if you're not doing it.
Oh yeah. It's something you really got to keep on top of.
So what's sales tax? Getting back to the windbreaker, what is a normal sales tax in Ontario?
13%.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Canada, baby.
Yeah. So we're 7 3/4.
Yeah. Depends which province you're in. Some provinces in Canada have lower sales tax. Same thing with the States, obviously. But yeah, Ontario's like the California of Canada. It's just all taxes.
Okay. So $75, 13% on top of that, 10, 7, about $11.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be
roughly. And yeah, that's my mental math. Miranda always makes fun of me. She's like, "You're just saying random numbers." I was like, "It makes sense to me." Okay, so that's about $11. How much? So how much did you have to pay in like duties and fees and stuff? So
I'm pretty sure by the time it got to me, it was about $130. So when that's Canadian, mind you, but. So when I checked out, I think
take an extra 30% off that.
Yeah, it was $75 American. So the border duties was like $28. And then I think that 75 with exchange and all that jazz was just shy of 100. I don't know. It was annoying.
So it says 75 US is 103 Canadian.
Okay. Yeah. And then plus 27 or 28 for the border duty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, man, that sucks though.
Yeah. It's honestly, as a Canadian, ordering stuff online is a complete crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get hit with when it actually gets delivered. A lot of the time it's nothing. They'll just drop it off at your door. But then every once in a while you get one of these little ransom notes with it. It's like, hey, come pay us our money. Otherwise, we're not going to give you your windbreaker.
Well, I tell you what, we got to order Off the Cut podcast T-shirts.
Yes, we definitely
get our like samples from Patreon. What size you want, and I'll just give it to you at WorkbenchCon.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, give me a large.
Okay, large shirt, got it.
In camo, if possible.
I think our Patreon ones are blue.
Okay, I'm down with that too.
Because you can only pick one color. It's kind of weird.
Oh, really?
And there are only like 3 color options. I think it's black, white, or blue on Patreon. Their merch thing is really limited, but it's completely hands off, which is why we do it.
Yeah.
So we don't have to deal with any of that nightmare.
Okay, so I'm trying, you probably won't see it for a few months, but I'm trying something new in some of my videos. I'm going to try and do targeted graphic t-shirts. So like, graphic t-shirts that have like in jokes on them. And I'm going to try and do that.
No, I like that.
I'm going to try and do that for like different YouTube videos going forward. I'll try and get like a different funny graphic tee for each one.
So you can do like a Teespring kind of thing?
Yeah. And not like, I won't be reselling them or anything like that, but I'm just going to get like t-shirts that have like references to some of my favorite like movies and TV shows and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to see if people notice and to drive a little bit of engagement.
Okay. I would do that.
Okay.
But I think you would be missing out on an opportunity if you don't have a link that somebody could potentially buy.
Interesting. Okay, I'll include links to where people can get them. I won't get anything from it, but that's okay.
Oh, you mean like where you're going to buy like a Scarface t-shirt and wear it?
Except
nobody cares.
Yeah, but not lame like a Scarface t-shirt.
The Scarface t-shirt is like the official like 17-year-old dude with baggy jeans and spiked hair going to an amusement park 100%. To ride roller coasters trying to be a badass.
Do you think kids still discover Scarface today, or is it just like too old that it doesn't really track?
Well, I think a lot of people, the only reason they knew what Scarface was is because they went to Spencer's Gifts for the first time. And they're like, what is the Scarface shirt? This is cool.
Yeah, it's a sick tee. I better go watch the movie.
I'm glad that you got the Spencer's Gifts reference.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so stupid. But I actually I got speaking of like t-shirts and videos, I got an email that said that remember that experimental program thing that I was in, that like Kaya that like put my plans underneath. Well, they're killing it.
Oh, that sucks.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Because I didn't sell a single thing. I had like 15,000 views on it. So.
Oh, that's it must have just been like bottom of the screen views.
Right. Because I don't know how it works.
Yeah, there's no way 15,000 people clicked the link and then didn't buy something. That sounds crazy to me, right?
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But so because that died, it got kicked off my channel. And I was like, why don't I try one of these like t-shirt merch shelf things?
Yeah.
But dude, I don't think it shows up for anyone.
Well, that's the thing. I set it up for my channel. And
oh, you have one?
I think I do. I said it.
I've never seen it on one of your videos.
Okay, so there we go. Like I went through all the trouble of setting it up, and I think I tested like one day, and I was like, oh yeah, there it is. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And then I was like, 3 months later, I was like, oh, what about the t-shirt spring thing that I set up? And just nothing. So I don't know if it's only for desktop users, and maybe I have no idea how they do it. But
yeah, I don't know, because I've definitely seen other creators like in the past.
In the past, yes, but I haven't seen it in a long ass time.
No. I'm talking like in like 2016, 2017, when I would follow some people that were like exercise people that would have like t-shirts. Yes. I remember always seeing those underneath their videos.
100%.
But again, this is 5-6 years ago.
But you don't see it anymore, I don't think. I've not noticed it anyways.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I started one like a month or two ago.
Okay.
Still haven't sold anything on it.
Hold on. I'm going to pull up one of your videos. Hopefully it doesn't play so that you can hear it. I'm just going to see.
You're going to kill my retention.
Oh, yeah, true. Okay, I'll pause it so that, or maybe I'll watch one of your most popular ones. So
I don't care. One view is not making a difference.
Oh, it might. Oh, look, somebody's been posting some shorts too.
Oh yeah, posted 2 shorts, one a week.
Yeah, this one's doing the $2,000 chessboard's doing pretty good, eh?
How many views?
7.3 thousand in 8 days. I mean, it's okay. It's not amazing, but it's not bad.
It's way more than I ever had gotten a short in the past.
Yeah, there you go. And also your one from. Oh, what am I saying? Your one from yesterday has 10,000.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so hold on. 5 woodworking tools you shouldn't buy. Let's
scroll down. Is there like t-shirts or anything underneath it?
Nope. There
just immediately goes to comments, right?
Yes, it sure does. Okay, I have YouTube Premium, so maybe it's.
Go to a non-YouTube Premium.
Yeah, let me go to non-YouTube Premium. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Auto playing ad in my headphones. Now that I'm on a non-YouTube Premium, I do see it.
What the hell?
So if you have YouTube Premium, then you don't see merch from people. That's really interesting. I wonder why.
Oh, well, I gotta Google this now. YouTube Premium, no merch.
Look, you even got it. Dude, why don't you have a Spenceley Design iPhone case for your iPhone?
Because it's hideous, but it was free.
You have like a custom MagSafe one that you could be using.
Huh.
Interesting. It even converts all the prices to Canadian for me. One of your t-shirts is $39.85 Canadian.
Whew, baby.
Yeah,
that's expensive.
Yeah, it's interesting. I only see 4 items, and I can't see anything else, and there's nowhere I can click to get any other
you can't
info.
Click on them. Well, welcome to YouTube.
Yeah,
where it kind of somewhat works, but at least better than Facebook.
Mm-hmm. oh man,
gosh, what I felt like there was something I wanted to. Oh, so shorts.
Yes,
you said that. Oh, I got ink on my hand.
Oh no.
I'm screwing around with the pen. You said that the shorts usually like they blow up as soon as you post them, die for like a couple weeks and then blow up again, maybe.
Yeah, that was kind of my experience based on like the 5 or 6 that I posted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I still think the 1 a week seems appropriate.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like I'm blasting people.
yeah.
But I've noticed I'm the subscription feed guy. I log in there and like every day I'm like, I have 17 that I have to like hit. I don't want to watch.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. I wonder if there's a way that you can tweak your subscription feed such that you don't see shorts in it.
I know you can filter it.
Yeah.
But I don't know like if once you filter it, it will manage. No. You can filter it on your phone. But I don't know if once you filter it, if it'll stay filtered.
Right. Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, that's too bad. But I mean, whatever.
You know who does really enjoy watching shorts on YouTube?
Our patrons?
Our newest patron.
Oh, we have a new one. Okay, hold on.
Do.
Can I air a very quick grievance before we...
Is it about our patrons?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. How do I want to say this?
Tea's cold.
About 50% of the time when I try to log into Patreon so that I can answer messages and talk to people, it asks me to verify my account, and then it sends a text message to your cell phone in order to verify.
No, it doesn't text me.
No? Who's it texting?
I don't think it's texting anyone. It's supposed to send like a code. I get like an email to the Off the Cut email that's like, hey, somebody tried to log in Canada. And I know it never like say deny because I know it's you.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. So sometimes it sends it to the email, and then I try to log into the email, and the email often will send you a text message, I think.
I don't think I've ever gotten a text message from Patreon. Because if I did, I'd just text it back to you because I would know what you're doing.
Yeah, but it also hinges on the fact that you're looking at your phone in the moment because it's completely time sensitive, right?
Exactly. No, that's weird.
There's been quite a few times when I've tried to log into various off-the-cut things, and it won't let me because it's two-factor authentication or whatever. But it's inconsistent. It's never like all the time.
Yeah. That's weird, though.
All right, hit me with the new patron. I want to hear this.
So, we got a new Odie's Oil fan.
That's too bad.
I know. Michael.
No last name.
That's it.
Ooh,
first name.
It's like Cher.
It's like Cher. Yeah, there it is. It's like Cher or Bono.
Yeah. It just,
or The Undertaker.
Or The Rock.
The Rock.
Should we just do wrestlers all day, like the Iron Sheik?
Or Celine Dion.
So now I'm pretty sure that's 2 names. But I guess it might be. So is The Rock and the Iron Sheik. So
I mean, it's the. I don't. Yeah. But so we also have returning top tier patrons. Our caulkers are Corey Duvall and Scott Eastman at Eastie's Woodshop. And our top tier power caulker,
Wes Willard.
Beat
you to it. Just by a second.
You beat me to it. So all these people, they get access, in addition to our other patrons, get access to the after show where we talk a lot more, get spicier. Nothing gets held back, and we just talk about what we want. And it's basically an extra podcast. Also, and you send us to Workbench Con.
That's true. And also you get access to the premium Discord channel. Which Eric is still not on, I don't think. Or maybe you're technically on it, but yeah. We get good conversations going in the Discord channel. It's fun. They're actually razzing me right now about the live stream not working.
So so what Discord is basically, for anybody who doesn't know, this is my subtle way of telling people I don't really know what it is. Why don't you tell people what Discord is for our listeners who don't know?
Discord is a big chat server. We have different chat rooms for different subjects. We can share photos. We can share videos. People talk about, we got a whole little community going. People share photos like what they're working on this week. People submit questions on there. And we just basically mess around and have a good time.
Okay, so if you enjoy, just mess around with other like-minded people.
Exactly.
Good place to check out, kill some time. Good bathroom app, perhaps.
Oh, totally. And if you want to figure out what some of the other fans of the show are like, it's a great way to meet some other people and, figure out what a power caulker is like in person.
I still need to get my hands on a power caulk.
Dude, honestly, I was shooting I was doing rebar last week, and I had to. So there's a way to tie rebar into a concrete wall. You basically drill a big hole, you fill the hole full of epoxy, and then you ram the rebar in there. Mm-hmm. And the epoxy comes in a caulking tube.
Yeah.
But it's really stiff. Like it.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's a real stiff caulk. That's not explicit. That's not explicit. I can say that. It's technically true.
Caulk.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, I really need to get a power caulker right now because my hands are dying from squeezing this caulk.
Oh, God.
The funny thing is, I didn't even know
how often are you squeezing caulk when you're at work?
I mean, pretty frequently. It comes up more than you would think.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pay the bills somehow, right? Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
And the caulk's not going to squeeze itself.
The caulk's not going to squeeze. That's when my client comes to the site every day and he says that.
He's like, hey, will you squeeze my caulk into the wall?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you ever get like unintentional discharge from your caulk when you're squeezing it?
Oh, all the time. And the worst is when you're squeezing the caulk and you think it's done, but it just keeps on coming. I forgot what a comedy
we just
gold
lost
mine this
all
is.
of our viewers.
I don't think so.
I tell you what, next year, can we do a Workbench Con talk all about caulk?
Yeah. I think we could do a good 20 minutes on this.
How long do you think we could get into it before people knew that we were just cutting up, being idiots, and laughing about a joke that's not that funny, but it's pretty funny?
Do you think we could do it with a straight face? I mean, it really depends how long it took for us to crack, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd be okay if I wasn't looking at you.
Okay.
Like, I can like say silly stuff, and if I'm not looking at somebody else who's like cutting up, I'm usually pretty good. I can compose myself pretty well.
Okay. I'm a giggler, so I don't know that I would be able to contain myself that well.
What about if you had one or two drinks in you? Did you get even more giggly?
I think that would be worse. Yeah, I think that would be worse.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
I do too. Best to do it stone cold sober.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we knock out a question? We're 47 minutes into the podcast, and we've just been talking about nonsense, which apparently people enjoy, and that's why we keep doing this. But
let's hit some questions.
Yeah.
1, 2, maybe.
Our resident Pokemon trainer is back.
Mm-hmm. Also,
Brock Trahan,
the admin of our Discord server. I don't know what
is that a question?
Well, I don't know what the correct terminology is, but he runs that place.
Oh, yeah. I set him up with some stuff. We had a good conversation, got it all situated.
Yeah.
So I hope he's running it well.
Oh, he is.
Because I certainly don't know what I'm doing over there. I think I logged in and it was like, it's almost like getting on Facebook for me. Yeah. I'm like, whoa. Like what? I feel like I'm in a fun house with mirrors all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I just left.
Yeah, Discord is not a boomer friendly app. I once read that. We're getting on a tangent here, but I once read that Snapchat was intentionally made unintuitive to keep old people away. And I feel like
I believe it.
Yeah, I feel like Discord is the same thing.
That's fair. I remember when I had Snapchat, like you'd log into the app, right? And you almost were like in this like cube matrix where like to get one menu you had to swipe up.
Yes.
To get another one you had to swipe over.
Correct.
And like swipe down and up. And like you're almost in this like grid that you had to try to like mentally understand where you are and navigate for yourself. Yeah. And it was a nightmare for someone like me.
Yeah. Well, there's do you still use Snapchat? Nobody still uses Snapchat, do they? I think only Zoomers use Snapchat.
Miranda uses Snapchat.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
I have a young guy who works for me in the construction world, and I think he uses Snapchat. He's made comments about Snapchat in the past. I think he's like 21 or 22.
I mean, it does serve its purpose because like sometimes, you just like, for example, I was in a stoplight today and there was a car that their door was just open like 6 inches.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, they leaned out. They're like pouring water out or like, whatever. No, they kept driving down the street. And I was like, this would be a great opportunity to like get a picture. But like, I'm not going to text you this photo because like, I'm not trying to annoy you, but it's like, how do I send you a photo where you're just like, you know, if you check it in a day, you're like, huh, that's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Instagram kind of works for that, but not really. It's a little too clumsy to get to that. Like, you have to like open the app, go to your messages, find me, and then like, it's too many steps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it has its place, but I got too many other stupid social media things I try to keep up with.
Exactly.
I just deleted it. But well, that tangent aside, let's get back to Brock's question. Yeah. Let's hit the first one. What is your favorite thing you've made as a gift to someone?
Oh, I was almost gonna say we've done this question I think a couple times in the past, but never as a gift to somebody. Let me think about that for a moment. I have maybe 2 answers. You got anything off the top of your head, or you want?
Yeah, so I'm going to take a curveball on this.
Okay.
One. So, you know, you're thinking it's going to be a woodworking project, right?
Oh, interesting.
It's not. So I think greeting cards, going to a store and buying a greeting card is the biggest waste of money in the world. To buy like a $6, $7, $8 card.
My girlfriend would fight you on that so hard.
So here's what I'm getting at. I refuse to buy greeting cards because they're a waste of money and they're always stupid. So what I do for every like anniversary and birthday or Valentine's Day and stuff like that, I make a card.
Oh, okay. All right.
But let's say you're like, oh, that's cheesy, right?
Yeah.
The way that I make it funny is I do like puns or sexually charged puns or perhaps retro like nostalgic references and make funny greeting cards. Okay. And she loves them.
Okay. I think I like that. I'm cracking up imagining you giving me a sexually charged birthday card.
Hey, dreams can come true. Yeah.
If I'm a good boy this year, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But so I had one, God, I don't even remember what it said, but it was definitely very sexually charged. And she had put it on the refrigerator, and it was either her mom or my mom was over here and like, what's this? And read it. And they were just like, they were bright red. But like they knew, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, we're all adults here.
Yes.
But it was funny to say the least.
It's your mom, and she's looking and she's like, damn, my son's a real power cocker.
Not a cocker, it's a power cocker.
Okay, so I think, I was going to do a visual, but so see the sign behind me there that's got my logo on it?
I certainly can.
So I made that one for myself, and then I made another matching one for Mark. I made 3, yeah. So I made one for Mark, and I also made one for my dad as well.
So for people who don't know who Mark, a very generic name is, give him a shout out.
Mark from Remarkable Woodworks on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the social medias. He's my buddy. He also lives in Toronto. Well, he actually lives like 45 minutes outside the city. Another Toronto contractor, content creator. We get along like a house on fire. So I made that sign for myself, and I was like, you know what? I'll make a couple others. It's basically a walnut sign with my logo carved in it, and then the negative space is filled with epoxy, and then I put a LED strip light the whole way around the outside of it and then inside of it, so it glows from the inside and from the outer edges too.
It looks killer. I love it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with it. It's a good, like, you know, like YouTubers have like their, you know, background set kind of dressings. That's
what's it called, like the third key light or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, exactly.
It looks good though.
Yeah. It just makes the background look a little more interesting. It's kind of cool. I can change the color of it.
I have so many like CNC type projects that I'm like, man, that'd be killer, but no way I'm doing that by hand.
Yeah. Oh man, there's some things that are just so much easier with the CNC, and that reminds me, there's something I want to talk to you about in the after show, but not in the main show. Right on. And then also one time, I don't know why this comes to mind, but I made a big solid walnut bed frame for a buddy of mine, And it just...
Oh, yeah. I think you slightly mentioned that at one point in the past.
It turned out really well. It's really simple design, but it just looked really nice. It turned out good. So I don't know. I'm proud of that one for some reason.
I feel you. Dude, I want to build a bed. I told you, I want to build a bed so bad.
Yeah. I got to get you this type of hardware. It's like...
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to buy the Festool domino connectors.
You might not want to, though, because, well, are there Festool domino connectors that you can, like, undo?
Yeah.
Oh, there are. Okay. Never mind that.
So the way it works is it's basically a solid metal domino.
Yeah.
And one end you have like an Allen key with like a... what do you call it? Like a nut.
Oh.
And as you tighten it, it basically pulls the pieces together.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Understood.
They're crazy expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean,
let me
like
see.
It works. How much is a domino connector set?
Is it domino? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, DF 500.
Ooh, $60 each. Each, son. You're going to need 4 of those.
So the set comes with like
it's 16 in a bag.
Drill bits and all the crap.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with, oh God, I don't know. The set comes with a sustainer and like all the hardware you need. But how many joints can you?
Yeah.
Okay. 32 anchor bolts. And I don't know what the hell this is. 32 split anchors. 32 cross anchors. These caps and all kinds of crap.
Yeah.
It's $300.
I'm looking at one right now that's the Festool Domino Connector Set, KV-SYS D8. And it's $600.
That might be the Domino Connector Set KV. That might be for the XL one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Huh. Interesting. I don't like the fact that it comes with a sustainer because, like, what are you going to do with... Oh, I guess, I mean... But what are you going to do with that when you're done with all the things?
You just refill it.
Do they sell a refiller?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So a 32 pack of domino connectors is $137.
Okay.
So I guess it's $10 a piece.
Yeah, something like that. So that's not too bad. Still pretty pricey, but not as bad as I originally thought.
But then here's another one. It says it's 50 of the KVs for $120.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're still talking like, okay, if you put a bed together, you're going to need at least 4 of those. Yeah. So I'm sure you're talking at least $20 in the hardware. Mm-hmm. But when you think of it in that way on the project, you're like, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's not crazy. I mean, realistically, you probably want to do 8, but even still, it's not too bad.
No. And so what you do is you do one of those like tightening connectors at each joint, but then you also put in regular dominoes that basically just act as an alignment and stiffening aid, but you don't need those ones to also pull together. Sure. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you could actually probably do one connector at each corner and then one alignment stiffening domino.
Yeah.
Stiffening domino, that's what they called me in high school, by the way.
You're just knocking everybody down.
Yeah.
So stiff.
Yeah.
But so is the hardware that you're talking about like this one that has like a plate and then another plate kind of like slots into it and like drops down?
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Those worked really well. I was quite happy with that.
And they're not horribly expensive. You just route out a small recess, right?
Exactly. Now that you say it, though, like not horribly expensive, it's probably the same. It's probably like $20 for a set of 4 of them.
Okay, let's see.
Bed frame connector hardware.
I'm on the Amazon.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm seeing like 15 to 20 US, 25 US.
Yeah, here's a super low quality one for 25. Although this one you don't actually have to recess, which is kind of nice. It's all surface mount. So that's kind of cool.
So really, I mean, it's not if you already have a domino, obviously.
Yeah, that's you got to factor in the cost of the domino.
And then you're also paying for the speed, right? It's way faster to just go plunge, tap it in.
Yeah.
I guess they're not horribly expensive if you kind of compare it to other things.
Yeah, the bed frame hardware that I was looking at, Mortise bed locks, you can get them for about $6 each. So really, at the end of the day, turns out to be pretty much the same price. Yeah.
Okay. But it's one thing that people can complain about in the YouTube comments.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I could build that if I had a domino.
Well, or should have used a domino. Yeah. I get that one a lot too.
Oh, you do?
Oh yeah. All the connectors I do is always, it would be so much better if it was a domino.
Not really. It'd be faster, but not necessarily better.
Yeah.
Dude, so I told you I got the wine rack. That's done. The next project I did, because Craig really wanted it, and we're gonna have to spitball names for this to make people actually click on it, is like the DIYer's first workbench.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
The spin on that is that, and I'm getting back to the tool thing. The spin on that was it was made entirely with one sheet of plywood, and that's it.
Okay. The whole bench.
And correct. And I built the entire thing with just a circular saw and a drill.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, let me think on that. Maybe that's an after show topic.
And I also did it all working on the floor. And dude, because the idea was if
I get it.
Building your first workbench,
you don't have a bench.
You don't have anything.
Totally. Yeah, makes sense.
So I tried to make it like really relatable. But in that video, the whole kind of idea behind it is what I'm going to talk about is, you can buy the cheap tools. It does everything. But what you're doing when you're buying more expensive tools is you're buying speed and efficiency.
Yeah, 100%.
So in the video, I show like, hey, you can join these together by just ripping screws through the end. However, if you want it to be hidden, you can use pocket holes. And I actually walk through every single pocket hole, Jake. I'm like, all right, so the first one that I bought that was $15 works great. Here's how I use it. And you're like, oh, that's kind of a nightmare. But I'm like, yeah, but so if you upgrade to something more efficient, it does the exact same task.
Yeah.
Just faster. Yeah. And I kind of go through that progression a little bit. Yes. Obviously, it's not just a blatant ad read, but it's an ad.
Yeah. But at least it's a useful ad. I mean, yeah. It is what it is.
And the whole sentiment is like, the more expensive tool, all it is doing is buying you speed.
Yes. Yeah. That's all it ever does,
right.
That's the whole name of the game when you're buying tools, right? You're trying to get to the end point as quick as possible without sacrificing quality.
Right. Yeah. Like, could you make loose tenon joinery without a domino? Absolutely you could.
Of course.
But it would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And take forever.
So what you say loose tenon joinery, does a domino have a little bit of slack in it?
So
how accurate do you have to be with a domino?
So if you look at a domino like your phone, right? This from like side to side of your phone, the dimension that's approximately, I don't know, like 2.5 inches. Yep. The domino itself is fixed.
Okay.
In that.
Okay.
You can then adjust the cutter when it swivels back and forth to give yourself more or less lateral play.
Okay.
In the tightest setting, you have to use a hammer to put them in.
Right. Yeah. But then you have to be super precise when you're marking both your pieces, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Which is why the typical practice is they have these little flaps on the domino. So if you register the flap against the end of a board, you know that it's precise that since the flap was touching on one board and flap was touching on the other board, you can put those both together with a super tight mortise and it'll fit together perfect.
Okay.
If you're doing something like gluing a panel up, you actually want to do one side of the board tight, one loose, so that you have a little side-to-side slop.
Yeah, because I know most biscuit joiners will give you a little bit of, you can move the biscuits.
Like maybe 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch.
Exactly. But it's most but the height measurement, I guess, like the thinnest part of your phone, to use your analogy, that will always be tight, right? Like you can't, there's no play in that. Yes.
Yeah. And that, you want that to be tight. That way, when you line your boards up, they're perfectly flush with each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. I did not know that, so that's good to know.
Yeah. Speaking of tools, well, I probably thought I was going to insult somebody.
Yeah, that's how you're going to insult me.
I got a new tool that I've been exercising a lot recently, and I've gotten a lot of questions on it. And it's the Craig track saw.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm going to save my review for the after show.
Yeah, it makes sense. What are we coming at? We're already a minute or an hour. A minute. We're an hour and 4 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
In the live stream shut down. We got to, I don't know, figure out what happened over there.
I'll look into that after the show's done because we definitely need to fix that.
Yeah.
While you were
changing, while you were changing out of your beautiful windbreaker, I already plugged everything that people need to do.
Perfect.
So we can just immediately head over to the after show.
Did you tell them to send voice notes?
No, but send voice notes.
Okay. All right. Good thing I checked. Good thing I checked.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We will see you at the after show or next week.
Yes, we will. See you, everybody.
See ya.